Let's now start off this bulletin by bringing you some COVID-19 updates from the United States. The US is currently grappling with what could be the country's hardest week of the coronavirus pandemic. The country has recorded nearly 2,000 deaths for the third day in a row. The death toll in the United States has now crossed the 15,000 mark. Meanwhile, New York, which is the epicenter of the outbreak in the country as of now, once again recorded its deadliest day of the pandemic, with 799 deaths in just the last 24 hours. However, the rate of hospitalizations in the city saw a sharp drop. But as New York accounts for nearly half of the total death toll in the country, New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo compares the tragedy to the 9/11. But what New York's death toll data now shows us is that people from minority communities are dying at a disproportionate rate. The Hispanic and African American community comprise the majority of deaths in the state. New York has decided to conduct more testing in African American and Latino communities, opening new testing sites primarily in those communities. The state's also currently grappling with a budget shortfall of around $10 to $15 billion. But New York has outlined a plan to freeze pay raises for state employees rather than laying people off. The New York state is also burying its dead on Hart Island. Nearly 25 bodies buried every day at the island, which sits off the east shore of the city's Bronx borough and is accessible only by boat. Meanwhile, the U.S. economy is currently reeling under the pandemic. The rate of unemployment is also rising at a jarring rate. Recent data shows us that more than 17 million people have lost their jobs since mid-March. This is the biggest job loss in the country since the Great Recession in the 1930s. However, U.S. President Donald Trump continues to believe that the U.S. economy is going to do very well.
Well, I think the economy is going to do very well. Now, that's just my feeling. It's a strong feeling. I've had good, proper feelings about a lot of things over the years, and I think we're going to do well. It looks like we're at the lower end of the curve in terms of death, which is a terrible word, a terrible, dark word that we've experienced like nobody's ever seen before in this country.